everybody. We are back. Day number 3, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars here in Hatfield, Pennsylvania. And our next matchup features the number 12 seed Louisiana All-Stars against the Ohio All-Stars. And I am PR Armageddon, joined by Kent the Politician.
Right you are, PR.
And we are going to see a very nice matchup here between two pretty evenly matched teams here. Both are playing Louisiana is playing their 4th game of the weekend already. They played 2 on Thursday and 1 yesterday.
Yeah, Ohio's played twice. Played Montana, and that was a loss. No shame in that, as Montana has been one of the surprise teams of Battle of the All-Stars 2019. And then Ohio defeated Kansas, and here we are. So let's really quickly go through the rosters. PR, why don't you give us Team Louisiana?
Sure thing. Team Louisiana, number 1898 is Papaya on Fire. 23, Rocker Pepper. 34 is Desi. 375, Cinnamon Rolls. 42 is Doler. 429, Carmina Piranha. 47, Grand Theft Autumn. Number 5, I Shove Lucy. 52 is Bree Hicks. 629, Frida Beast. 7, Foxy Clea Smackia. 76, Little Miss Maggot. 757 is Small Fry. 8 is Rest in Pieces. 88, your captain, Ms. Murder. Number 9, Brawler Dean. 903 is Blasian Bayou. 918, Huckleberry Gin. 999 is Animaniac, and they are coached by Jams P. Scullivan.
Ohio is number 1, Birch Slap. Number 4, Coco Sparks. Number 9, Outer Spacey. 24, Audrey Autopsy. 25, Ruffin. 34, Suitor. 37, Brianna Ruins. 43, Wheezy. 49, Honey Basher. 84, the captain, one of the captains, Lexical Dexterity. 89, Hustle. 101, Tara Hole in You. 666 is Beast Mode. 988, Maloik. 1209, Dodie Die. 1337, the other captain, Heartless Glitch. 3310, Holly Carburetor. Very sorry about that. 4077, Hot Wheels Houlihan. The skater who I did not announce, number 12, Kitty Lickerbottom. Kitty finished the bout against Kansas in turn 3 and was taken off by the medics. It looked better than what it was. They went to the hospital, and Kitty Lickerbottom has a broken fibula, shattered her fibula, and will, quote, require lots of hardware. That was a text that her husband, Coach Andy Marone, gave us, and said we could share that with the Ohio fans. So Ohio down Kitty Lickerbottom, but we are underway. Rest in Pieces, jamming for Ohio. Ruffin jamming for Ohio. Rest in Pieces, jamming for Louisiana.
And Rest in Pieces to the front of the pack. One more blocker to beat. Oh, knocked to the inside. Going to have to reset all the way back behind the block. Number 120 there for 129. Sorry, Doity Die on the reset on Rest in Pieces. But meanwhile, up to the front of the pack now is Ruffin. Ruffin to the outside. Dancing on that line, it skates through first. Ruffin is not lead jammer, however, though.
Yeah, took the star off, so the lead jam status goes to Rest in Pieces and the call off.
Yes, immediately calls it off, so we will have a scoreless first jam.
Yeah, those two jammers that led off for their teams, both bout MVPs in their Thursday and Friday gameplay. So this looks like Wheezy and Animaniac. These are two extraordinarily veteran jammers.
Yes, indeed. Animaniac, of course, last year, if you paid attention and watched last year, she was with Team Kansas. But in the past year, she's moved down to Louisiana and now skating with Big Easy Roller Girls and Team Louisiana.
Wheezy knocked out by, at least initially, by Little Miss Maggot. Wheezy tried to find the outside line, and Little Miss Maggot found her again. Animaniac able to get by Beast Mode, and Animaniac is the lead jammer. It looks like Outer Spacey goes to the box for Ohio.
So 2 lead jam statuses in a row for Louisiana. Animaniac skating through the middle of the pack, now to the outside, finds an edge, gets around, and picks up the first points of the game on a 4-point pass.
Wheezy escapes the pack, so both jammers on a scoring pass. Both teams with a blocker in the box. Wheezy, I think the call-off will not allow, no points scored for either team on the second pass for Anna.
And we mentioned earlier in the Louisiana roster, number 375, Cinnamon Rolls, she missed yesterday's game and the second game of Thursday because she had suffered a neck and shoulder injury in the first game against Saskatchewan. But she's back skating today, so we're glad to see her back out there on the track.
So Animaniac does put up the first points of the board. You're watching Louisiana in blue, Ohio in white. Louisiana with the early 4-0 lead.
Speaking of cinnamon rolls, she is a jammer for Louisiana on the third jam of our game.
That is, I believe, Heartless Glitch from Gem City, which is the team based in Dayton, Ohio. And Heartless Glitch is one of the captains and was the first MVP. She is through, but is not designated as lead jammer. So Ohio's done that twice.
So cinnamon rolls now takes a star off, now trying to get through, possibly going to have a star pass to her pivot. But now a completed pass there for Ohio for 4 points there for them.
Yep, Heartless Glitch comes through. So Ohio is on the board, and with this pass, Ohio might get its first lead. Obviously, we're only 3 jams in.
And a star pass now by Louisiana to 88. Ms. Murder, team captain, now is the jammer of record. Another no pass, no penalty for Ohio, so only 3 points on that go-around.
Yeah, so this jam's going to run the full 2 minutes, and Heartless Glitch, this is already her third scoring pass. Great rotation there by Glitch coming out of turn 3, turn 4, and the first points go up for Louisiana on this jam.
Yeah, Ms. Murder get 4 points as well, so both jammers now looking to get more points on that pass. Ms. Murder to the inside, rotates, finds the inside seam for another 4-point pass.
Yeah, so we wondered whether or not this was going to be a matchup of two fairly similarly teams, and they are in the respect that size-wise,
yes,
in the pack they're not huge, but all of their blockers have really good skate skills.
Yes.
So it's really kind of, a small ship battle with very agile watercraft, to finish out the analogy, which hopefully I'll never use again.
4-point pickup there by Glitch, looking for some more here on the inside line, but running into the Louisiana blockers. Penalty picked up there by Cinnamon Rolls. Meanwhile, Ms. Murder threw for another 4 points. Ms. Murder, who actually lives in Louisiana, Shreveport-Bossier area, skates back home with Dallas Derby Devils. So she makes that commute along with Huckleberry Gin for about an hour or two to skate with Triple D. So that shows their dedication to the craft.
So that jam goes 19-12 in favor of Ohio. Now the score increases, goes to 21.
It's a rush jam, 21-12. So 21-16 now your score, Ohio with the lead.
So yeah, our first lead change of the contest, and that is Audrey Autopsy, who started her career in Sandusky, the now defunct Sandusky Roller Girls. She now skates for Central Ohio Roller Derby. This is the first time Audrey is jammed in the tournament.
And she gets lead jammer right off, so there you go. Good percentage there.
Yeah, nice job.
She's against Rocker Pepper skating for Louisiana.
And again, Kitty Lickerbottom was in the jammer rotation. So a track cut on the Louisiana jammer, that is Rocker Pepper. So Audrey Autopsy jamming for the first time in the tournament has a power jam opportunity coming off a 21-point jam by the captain, Heartless Glitch. Audrey Autopsy already has 12, I think. Yes, there goes
correct.
12. So this will be points 13, 14, 15, 16, just like that.
Right you are, Kent. There we go for another 4-point pass. Louisiana trying to get it together as their blockers try to keep that wall formed, awaiting the returning Audrey Autopsy.
Rocker Pepper standing, now released Audrey Autopsy on scoring pass number 5. And again, she's got lead jam. We still have 40 seconds of jam time left. I'm sure Audrey's feeling pretty confident.
One blocker to beat, that's Foxy Kleosmacki, but can't get around her. Nice block there by Foxy.
And pushed out on turn 4, so Audrey's got to recycle back on the outside. In the meantime, Maloik, Sutter locking in. I believe that is Tara Holinew also.
Yeah, nice 3-skater wall up there, leaning down in on Rocker Pepper.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, that's LD. That is Lexical Dexterity, not Tara Holinew.
Getting some help now from Carmina Pirana, former Team Ohio skater there on the track, and now with Team Louisiana.
Yep, we'll tell that story as the bout unfolds. So yeah, Lexi Dexy was in the pack and is now in the box. But yeah, so Ohio scores nothing in the first 2 jams, and then they scored 21, and then they scored 20. So that's pretty much exactly how they had it planned.
There you go, yeah. Team timeout called by Louisiana. That gives me a chance to talk about one of our great sponsors this year at Battle of the All-Stars. Spank Alley, they are the only fully adjustable roller derby armbands on the market. They also ship worldwide. Check them out online at www.spankalley.com.au. Remember the .au because they are an Australian company, but they do ship worldwide.
Thank goodness.
So talking about Carmina Pirana, of course, skating with Team Louisiana. This time last year, she was skating with Team Ohio because she's a former member of your league back home, Burning River.
Yeah, Burning River Roller Derby. I'm Kent Smith, a.k.a. Kent the Politician. I announce for Burning River Roller Derby in Cleveland and the Chicago outfit, thankfully located in Chicago.
But that would be a weird name if they weren't.
It'd be tricky.
And, of course, I'm PR Mageddon. I am the announcer for Big Easy Roller Girls in New Orleans, who are well represented on Team Louisiana's squad, as well as quite a few other leagues around the state. So a pretty good balance of skaters here for both Ohio and Louisiana.
So we have some referee conversation with the Louisiana bench. It seemed friendly in nature.
That's always good. If you're Louisiana.
Coach Andy Marone, you just see him walking off your screen, just got in the ear hole of Brianna Ruins to whisper secret things.
Ooh.
So let's see what the secret things are. It's probably like, hey, go score 20 points again.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing for Ohio.
No.
Here we go, rest in pieces. Now it's a jammer for Louisiana. Knocked to the outside by Tara Holinew. Oh, but a penalty, a forearm call assessed to rest in pieces.
I was just going to give rest in pieces some love. I've seen some of the Louisiana bouts, and frankly, I think she's been the most consistent jammer, and her track attitude actually is really entertaining.
She is. She's very, very focused and very hard skating jammer, skating with Big Easy Roller Girls.
Brianna Ruins having a hard time trying to get through the Louisiana pack at the moment.
She one more blocker to beat. That is, of course, a very tough blocker, Little Miss Maggot, who does send Brianna to the outside, but...
And Carmina Pirana with the bump out of her former Burning River teammate, Brianna Ruins.
So Little Miss Maggot now in the penalty box. His rest in pieces returns to the track.
Carmina Pirana was hoping to get a track cut and didn't get it. Brianna Ruins is through, and so is rest in pieces, but we're going to run the full 2 minutes.
With no lead jammer.
Right. So it'll be our second 2-minute jam in the last 3.
And rest in pieces now trying to find an outside lane.
This is the first time Brianna Ruins has jammed. Ohio has put out 5 different jammers. Louisiana returns rest in pieces, perhaps going with a 4-jammer rotation.
That's tended to be the trend so far for Louisiana. They have a typical 4-skater rotation for jammer. Rest in pieces on the outside. Swings around, takes the block from Tara Holinew, keeps going for 4 points.
Again, I've just been really impressed by rest in pieces.
Yes.
So
this is her first year with Team Louisiana, by the way. So she was not here last year with Team Louisiana.
I wondered.
Yeah. And now Reston leaning on that wall, goes around Lexi Dexy.
So this is Ohio's 6th year at Battle of the All-Stars, but half the roster is new, this particular version.
Team Louisiana very similar to their second year here, but how about almost a halfway turnover on their roster.
All right, so Ohio doesn't score 20, but they score 7. Louisiana gets 12. So score now 48-28.
Even 20-point differential with about 20 and a half minutes and change to go here in our first period. Remember, we're back to our regular structure for games this weekend, 30-minute halves. Yes.
Yep. Yeah, so day 1 and 2 were 40-minute contests if you're tuning in for the first time. Saturday and Sunday, full 60-minute contests. Birch Slap jamming for the first time. So Ohio has put out a different jammer every jam so far. Louisiana going with the 4-jammer rotation, as that is Anna Maniac, who had a 28-point jam yesterday.
Anna Maniac, again, one of the stronger jammers as well for Team Louisiana.
And
that around the outside, lead jammer will be Anna Maniac.
Yeah, and I was going to say, that was 28 the hard way, meaning no jammer points.
Exactly.
That's 7 trips, scoring trips around. So Birch Slap taken off her skates by Little Miss Maggot, and not able to escape the pack.
And meanwhile, Anna setting the pace now through the pack for another point, another scoring pass for the full 4. She will lose Little Miss Maggot to the penalty box.
So 3-on-3 in the pack as Outer Spacey is in the penalty box for Ohio. Again, you're watching Ohio in white and Louisiana in blue.
And Animaniac, one blocker to beat, gets around, picks up another 4 points. Now working on an 8-point jam as we skate.
Birch Slap able to escape the pack as she heads around turn 1, turn 2. Star back on her helmet. Animaniac able to get around Heartless Glitch and calls off the jam.
That was a nice shift to the inside there at the very end by Animaniac to get those last pass points. Called it off. 12-point jam for Louisiana. Cuts that gap to 8 points now, 48-40.
As we approach the 19-minute mark, again, you're watching Battle of the All-Stars 2019. You can hashtag it at BOTAS 2019.
We also want to thank our friends here at Nerd Derby for giving us our live broadcast feed all weekend here on their Twitch channel.
Yeah, very impressed.
Yes.
And just very blessed to have the folks from Nerd Derby with us. All right, so it is a 4-2 pack at this point in favor of Louisiana. And Ruffin is the unfortunate Ohio jammer that's got to deal with that. Small Fry able to get by Maloik and Lexi Dexy, and Small Fry is the lead jammer for Louisiana.
Small Fry, another first-year Team Louisiana skater representing Big Easy Roller Girls.
So that's the fifth jammer that Louisiana has used.
And whistles blowing. I'm hearing penalty whistles, looking for the signal. Looks like a blocker for each team sitting in the penalty box. And now 2 blockers for Louisiana as Little Miss Maggot joins I Shove Lucy.
So Ruffin takes the star off but completes the initial pass. Small Fry is the lead jammer and has put 4 points up so far. If she puts up obviously another 4 and calls it off, we will be tied, PR.
And that is the goal for Small Fry, fighting her way through that Ohio defense.
But Ruffin able to get in the pack and completes the pass, so jammers have now matched point for point. Of course, Small Fry is on her second pass. Ruffin is coming around to her second pass.
Ohio trying to keep that wall locked in the front, and Small Fry sees Ruffin coming and calls off the jam. So we'll see on the total points here. 2 more for Louisiana. Or 3 more.
Yep,
so
3
7-4 jam in favor of Louisiana. 52-47. 5-point lead for Ohio.
So it'll be a 4-3 advantage. That is I Shove Lucy in the penalty box. She skates for Red Stick in Louisiana. Wheezy will be going up against Desi, I think.
I'm looking to see. I can't really see the jammer for Louisiana. That is. Ooh, our vantage point's kind of rough here, people, so we can't always see the jammer right off the bat. That is Desi, yes, for Team Louisiana.
See, you should have just listened to me.
You were right, Kent. I know. I admit it.
It's just a joke. First time I've been right today. Just wanted to point it out to the viewing audience.
The battle of the Ezzies. Easy Ezzy goes to Easy. Wheezy is the lead jammer.
And there's 2 Louisiana blockers in the box.
And now 1 Ohio blocker.
And so Wheezy quickly calls it off. So that's a 4-0 for Ohio. Again, Wheezy, former Cincinnati Roller Girl MVP, very seasoned skater. Ohio, again, a lot of new skaters on the All-Star team. Some of them don't have a lot of track experience.
Yeah.
And so first half of Montana, the jammer rotation was a little younger, and we were down 50 points. And we actually came back and won the second half of the Montana bout when we went to a slightly more veteran core.
Yes.
Of course, we lose Kitty Lickerbottom yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see how Coach Marone juggles the jammer rotation for Ohio.
Looks like for the first time starting the jam with the Stars, going to be Little Miss Maggot for Louisiana. And on the outside goes Little Miss Maggot, lead jammer. Maggot, of course, representing Red Stick Roller Derby in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Heartless Glitch comes through and gets through the pack, but Little Miss Maggot with the jump, able to get through.
Of course, Maggot, a second-year skater for Louisiana, had a very impressive showing last year at Battle of the All-Stars.
And she waited just a moment too long, and Heartless Glitch, the captain, able to dig, and get 1 point. So that was a good job by Heartless Glitch.
So we're still at a 6-point differential here, 57-51. Right about almost a halfway point here in the first period.
That's right, 15 minutes, 15 seconds remaining. Ruffin jamming for Ohio.
And once we get a visual,
skater to be named later.
I see a fleur-de-lis cap in the back. I can't see who the jammer is. That's Rest in Pieces.
Yep.
Donning the fleur-de-lis star for Louisiana. And Reston on the inside keeps it in bounds. Nice footwork and nice presence by Rest in Pieces, picking up lead jammer.
Ruffin escapes also. Again, I've been really impressed by Rest in Pieces.
Yes.
I shove Lucy back in the penalty box, so she's got at least 2.
And
Unlikely to foul out by the conclusion of the 16-minute mark, but we'll get a penalty update at halftime.
Looks like 2 points picked up there by Rest in Pieces on that jam, so 2-0 jam for Louisiana. Cuts the lead now to 4.
So we've had one lead change, but the margin at one point was 25 points at 41-16. So Louisiana in favor of Ohio. Louisiana has, slowly but chipping away. Ohio on a bit of a scoring drought. They've only scored 9 points in the last 6 minutes.
And it's like Animaniac for Louisiana right out of the gate, gets outside and gets the lead jammer up against Brianna Ruins for Ohio. And Animaniac now on a scoring pass, looking for points, shifting through that pack. Such quick motion there by Animaniac, like a pinball for a second, but then right through the middle for 4 points.
Louisiana loses a blocker, Bree Hicks. That helps get Brianna Ruins, who is one of the faster skaters out there, as you saw her chase down Animaniac. And
that's that speed matching speed there. Two very fast jammers for their respective teams.
Yeah, the difference was Anna got out of the pack first, and that allowed a 4-0 jam in favor of Louisiana, which gives us
a tie score.
That's right.
57 all.
So 13 minutes, 13 seconds remaining in the first half. Coach Marone talking to the officials. Looks like he will use a timeout.
He will, yes,
but
indeed.
He is continuing to talk to the officials.
That will give us a quick second to talk about another great sponsor here this weekend. Let's talk about Stakeware. Protect yourself from impact. Contact wear for full contact and action sports. Check out Stakeware online at www.stakeswear. That's with an S in the middle, stakeswear.com.
Like the delicious meat product.
Yes, of course.
As opposed to the thing you pound in the ground to grow tomatoes.
Exactly. So looking at our Twitch chat here is our friend J.O. Sandman earlier. The coffee kicking in for Louisiana. There you go. Archie Fem 1, yeet at Louisiana. There you go. Some cheering from Louisiana here. Of course, we also have our Ohio contingent online cheering as well. Good to see everybody online watching, participating, chatting. And remember, as we said earlier, if you're going to be on social media posting about all the great Battle of the All-Stars games in action, be sure to use the hashtag BOTAS2019.
So, yeah, it's an official timeout. So it looked like Coach Marone gestured with the timeout signal, perhaps just to get the referee's attention. And the referees have huddled, as you see now. So there's no timeout that has come off the board for Ohio. There has been a timeout come off the board for Louisiana. Did they take a timeout?
I'm not sure. I'm looking at. I don't remember them calling a timeout.
I don't either. I normally.
Oh, wait. I believe they actually did earlier in the half, Kent.
All right. Again, that's because we've got an NSO referee huddle right now. And we're just trying to give you, the viewers at home, all the insight that we have as to what in the Sam heck's going on.
We do have some kind of insight, I guess. I don't know.
We do?
To a level of insight we have, but it's insight.
Well, I mean, hieroglyphics were going on too.
Yeah, checking out our chat again. You have a love ya Kent throw up here from Pinky Tizadero.
Oh, very nice.
Good morning, announcers. Love ya, Kent. Thanks, Pinky, for that little wake-up call.
Pinky is does bout production for Burning River.
Nice.
And is a joy to work with.
So back and forth complimentary there. We like seeing that.
That's right.
Flip Flurry on the chat says, nice, tight game so far. Yes.
Well,
we agree because it's literally a tie, so it can't get any much tighter than that. Yeah. So, yes, we definitely agree with that observation.
All right, so maybe we can review the first two, the prior contests for these two teams. Okay, as we were going to do that, the referees return.
Not anymore.
So maybe we still will. Yeah, so what was interesting, so Ohio, again, with Montana, Montana got out to a 50-point lead at halftime. 29 for Ohio, 79 for Montana. It finished up 75-122. And with that, we will stop the trip down memory lane as we are back to live derby action. I think that is Birch Slap jamming for Ohio. A back block has been called on somebody.
But Little Miss Maggot through the back. Oh, it's on Little Miss Maggot.
So Little Miss Maggot got the back block call. Birch Slap now has a power jam opportunity. Can she get through the pack, get lead jammer designation, and break this tie?
She's trying to get around the blocking of Desi and Brawla Dean and Miss Murder. But nice blocking by Louisiana. Now Ohio trying to help break up that wall. There goes Birch Slap, one to beat.
She's got lead jam designation and does get through. The Louisiana blocker, I think, slid out of, well, fell down, went down.
Regardless, though, Birch Slap is through now, looking to get points on the board. Rams into that Louisiana wall, steps to the inside, and makes the
Good defense
pass.
by Coco Sparks.
Yes.
Team defense between her and that was Hot Wheels Houlihan.
Hot Wheels Houlihan, yes. So now another scoring pass on the verge here for Birch Slap.
Nice job by Birch
Yes.
Slap, able
Yes.
to use the toe stops coming out of turn 2 into the back straightaway.
Meanwhile, Little Miss Maggot back into play for Louisiana. Takes the jammer cap off, trying to maneuver through a very, very tough Ohio defense. Birch Slap takes a spill in the 3-4 apex.
So if Birch Slap can complete the scoring pass, that'll be the third double-digit scoring pass. Both teams sending a blocker to the box. Little Miss Maggot comes through. That is the initial pass. So Birch Slap there completes it and the call off. So yeah, that goes 12-0. And so that's what you want to do if you have the power jam,
Exactly.
obviously.
Taking advantage of that power jam to Ohio's favor. Now breaks that lead out to the 12-point lead, 69-57. Just over 11 minutes showing on the first period clock.
Yeah, really good jam there for Birch Slap. You know, sometimes you get a little antsy when you have a power jam, but she kept her composure and was able to keep skating, took some hits, got back up, and in the end, 12 points for Birch Slap, which is a really good jam. Ruffin now jamming for Ohio, going up against Rest in Pieces. We've seen this matchup 3 times earlier.
Two very, very tough, very adept jammers for their teams right here. All tied up, going right to the pivot line. Reston trying to go outside, but Ruffin now looking for an inside seam, but Louisiana trying to close that door. And
Doherty.
Ruffin, through the inside. There goes Ruffin, finds a gap for lead jammer, but Reston is hot on her wheels.
Yeah, Rest in Pieces took the Ohio pack further and further into the...
Reston gets a penalty, did not see the signal.
Yeah, so it's a power jam. I'm with you, PR. I don't see the signal either.
It took a second. They were side by side coming through turn 1 by the jam line. Then Reston all of a sudden took the outside lane to the penalty box.
So this is back-to-back power jams for Ohio. And Ruffin, who's currently skating MVP for the jam, for the Ohio bout yesterday, and she calls it off with Rest in Pieces standing.
And Frida Beast standing as well, but they also just took in Grand Theft Autumn to the penalty box. So Louisiana, a full box leading into the next jam.
Louisiana, I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Reston, and looks like Frida Beast should be released relatively quickly heading into jam number 14.
Yeah, so Louisiana's going to start with more skaters in the box than they have on the track.
Which is never a good thing
right.
if you're a team.
And you can see the front wedge setting up to try to carve a hole for Audrey Autopsy. And Audrey Autopsy is able to step by. That is Cleo Smakia.
Foxy Cleo Smakia and
Smakia.
Miss Murder, the only 2 blockers on the track. Now joined by Frida Beast and the returning Rest in Pieces for Louisiana. And
So
Miss Murder, taking Audrey Autopsy out in turn number 2. Meanwhile, Reston makes her initial pass.
Yeah, so Audrey, so good penalty kills so far. Yeah. As Rest in Pieces is now going to be scoring points, and Audrey Autopsy.
And Reston keeping that momentum going, makes a scoring pass for 4. Meanwhile, Audrey still trying to fight her way through.
On the first scoring pass.
Yes.
So yeah, even though Rest in Pieces started in the penalty box, she's won this jam so far 8-0. We think Audrey has got points on the board. That
not quite through that, yo. It's Foxy Cleo Smakia sent her outside in turn 4. Oh, nice jump by Reston. Not sure if she stuck it, so it goes to the inside.
Honey,
as a precautionary measure.
Honey Basher with the defense there to stop the jump.
Credit here to Foxy Cleo Smakia for Louisiana. She has done a great job working on Audrey Autopsy. Recycling her all the way back at turn 2.
Yeah, so Audrey has yet to cleanly make her first scoring pass.
But she does have pocket points, I believe, which will be called in here. Yep, 3 pocket points coming through now.
4.
At the end of the jam. 4, I'm sorry. She didn't make a full pass, but got sucked back in.
So that was a really great jam for Louisiana.
Yes.
Both the lockdown defense on Audrey, but Rest in Pieces just being a very strong jammer.
Yeah, so 77-69 in favor of Ohio. Just under 8 minutes showing here on our period clock. Heading into jam number 15. And it looks like our jammer matchup will be Animaniac for Louisiana
And that is Heartless Glitch for Ohio. And Heartless Glitch able to find the smallest of spaces. And Heartless Glitch comes right through the center of the pack.
That was great spatial awareness there by Heartless Glitch. And a star pass by Louisiana. Now Little Miss Maggot takes over as the jammer for Louisiana.
So Heartless Glitch, the captain of the Ohio All-Stars and a Gem City skater, and she got pushed out on the inside, saw Little Miss Maggot coming, and with the quick call-off.
1 point picked up by Ohio.
You'll take it.
So that'll bring us back to a 9-point differential, 78-69.
Under 7 minutes to play. Coming up, Saskatchewan versus Virginia, I think.
Yes, you're correct. And
Both of these teams will play. So Sunday is Championship Sunday. So these two teams, Louisiana and Ohio, are playing for seeding tomorrow,
yes.
PR.
Yes, they are.
So neither of them will play today. So if you're a Louisiana or Ohio fan, you can go do chores for the rest of the day. But if you're a roller derby fan, you're gonna watch. You're gonna want to keep watching because for one, you've got Texas, New York, and Colorado, Pennsylvania as the final two bouts today. So that is Ruffin who comes through, and lead jammer designation goes to Ohio.
And that is Ms. Murder on the initial pass completed for Louisiana. And Ruffin calls off the jam. She does pick up a 1 point, yes.
Yeah, another 1-0 jam. Interesting strategy that Coach Marone
Death by 1,000 paper cuts here for Ohio.
No. 2 points. We've doubled the output.
So right at 6 minute mark here, 81-69 Ohio with the advantage. Quick shout out to another great sponsor here, our host league. Let's give a quick, really big thank you to our friends at Bucksmont Roller Derby Dolls, putting on a great Battle of the All-Stars. 6th one in a row we've hosted here in Hatfield, hosted by Bucksmont. Thank you very much for hosting Battle of the All-Stars.
So actually the Ohio strategy is get 2 points because they've done that the last two jams.
Well, I mean, if it works, right? You know?
And Brianna Ruins out in front, and so clearly we're on our way to another 2-point scoring jam.
Cinnamon Rolls with a star for Louisiana. And possibly looked
Brianna with the jump.
Wow.
Oh, no. Called for the track cut.
Did not stick it completely. Got the track cut. Now power jam for Cinnamon Rolls and Louisiana's All-Stars.
Brianna's been sabotaged. I will take this up with the Pennsylvania authorities. And
you have that power, sir.
Perhaps. No one will answer my call on the weekend now. Under 5 minutes to play, Brianna Ruin sits in the penalty box. That is Tara Holinu going to the penalty box. Cinnamon Rolls was held up really nicely by the Ohio pack. Wheezy out there with beast mode, and I think that is Outer Spacey, but I cannot tell.
I can't tell.
It is Outer Spacey.
So Cinnamon Rolls now re-engaging the Ohio defense. Nice clear out block by I Shove Lucy, trying to free her jammer up. Fellow Red Stick roller derby teammates there.
And so, yeah, frankly, good penalty kill there by Ohio. And Coach Marone's going to use the official review, I think, challenging the track cut call, because we think obviously the referees have a great view of it, very skilled. I thought she may have landed it.
Well, we will await our official word on that. So we're going to instant replay here, courtesy of our friends here at Nerd Derby.
Yeah, so she's going to come around and look at the right foot. I think she may have got it.
I think so. Yeah, we're gonna find out. I mean, the referees do not have the instant replay ability we have here on the stream. So
Ohio thankfully scored 1 point though.
They did. Well, so they didn't get two though. So I mean, the 2 point thing is now gone.
All right, so our clock is stopped at 4 minutes 28 seconds. So we're going to engage in some capitalism.
And we will. And that starts off with our friends at 187 Killer Pads. They've been designing. Oh no, we're gonna stop for a second here. It looks like we're back to action. The review has been done, and Cinnamon Rolls is in the penalty box.
Yeah. So it is a power jam start for Birch Slap. The last time she did that was at about the 12-minute mark, and she had a 12-0 jam. Again, Birch Slap just kind of was consistent and kept working, didn't panic. And right there, the second time through the pack, Birch Slap escapes and gets lead jam designation.
And the pack now right at the pivot line, trying to jockey for position here as Birch Slap back to the pack on the outside, trying to get around the block of Brawla Dean and Ms. Murder. And through is Birch Slap for another scoring pass, get for the full 4.
Cinnamon Rolls comes through, gets a very quick pass through the Ohio defenders. Birch Slap coming in on a second scoring pass. Cinnamon Rolls plowed into her own blocker. That's going to make for an interesting halftime.
Yes, I agree. So while we have a quick second, let me get back to that sponsor read for our friends at 187 Killer Pads. They've been designing and constructing pads for top professional athletes the past decade. It was started by a longtime skater and a family-owned upholstery shop. They have since become the preferred choice of skaters worldwide. With visionary designs and revolutionary systems, 187 Killer Pads continue to lead the way in raising industry standards and making protective gear better. Follow them online on Instagram and on the web at www.187killerpads.com.
So we've had one lead change and one tie, and only 12 points separate these two teams. You're watching Ohio in white, Louisiana in blue. Our jammers of record are at this point
Small Fry for Louisiana
and Ruffin for Ohio. Ruffin pushing the Louisiana defenders, as you see on your screen, into turn one, and Ruffin is through, and Ruffin is the lead jammer. 2 Louisiana blockers in the box.
So only leaving 2 blockers on track and the jammer for Louisiana, but Ruffin reapproaching the pack now on a scoring pass. Small Fry still trying to get around. Try to be a little bit of a 5th blocker there for a second, but Ruffin now tangling with Bree Hicks.
Ruffin with 1 to beat. That is Bree Hicks,
yes.
And Ruffin is through.
4-point pass there for Ruffin. And blockers starting to return now for Louisiana, Carmina Pirana and Foxy Cleosmachia.
Maloik out there in the pack with Sutter, forearm penalty, and Louisiana loses a blocker. Small Fry gets through.
That is Huckleberry Gin for Louisiana to the box, and now joined by Bree Hicks.
Oh, the Ohio bench imploring Ruffin to call it, and she does. Small Fry able to secure a point, so that jam will go 8-1.
So now 96-77, Ohio with the lead. Right at about almost a minute and a half to go in the period clock, so coming down to our last maybe jam or two.
The biggest lead was 25 points. That was after the 4th jam of the contest, so this has been a very close bout throughout.
And looks like here we go. Audrey Autopsy jamming for Ohio. Up against Rest in Pieces for Louisiana. Audrey through for lead.
Wheezy goes to the box, 3-2 pack advantage. Rest in Pieces pulls the star off her helmet, puts it back on, but it is Audrey Autopsy of Ohio who has lead. Audrey skating for Central Ohio Roller Derby.
Quick call off there by Audrey.
Yep, very good job again. Audrey, first year on the Ohio All-Stars, but has been skating for, I'm going to go at least 8 years.
All right, so we're going to line back up here, try to get one more jam in as we're under a minute on the game clock. Jam 21.
Ohio has hit the century mark, score currently 100-77.
And looks like we have Animaniac, number 999 for Louisiana, wearing the fleur-de-lis. That is Glitch, Heartless Glitch for Ohio.
And Glitch finds daylight again. Glitch seeming to, to just find the smallest of slivers wherever they are in the front wall and gets through. It's now a race for points. Both of these jammers moving very quickly. Glitch throws it in reverse as she goes into turn one and calls it off. Great bit of skating by Glitch.
So a 3-point jam by Ohio there, and it looks like we're going to go ahead and time out here.
Hit halftime.
And if somebody calls a timeout, which they will.
I'll call a timeout right now.
Okay, there we go. Halftime.
They did not
Our
acknowledge
halftime
my timeout.
Score. They did not acknowledge. You can't. Halftime score, Ohio 103, Louisiana 77 in a very, very back and forth first half.
Yeah, Ohio actually finishes up on a 21-1 run after the timeout at the 4:28 mark. So again, good bit of strategy by Ohio, and we are headed into intermission.
We are, and we have a regular 15-minute intermission now. We're back to our full game schedule. So we'll be back in about 13 minutes or so with our exciting second half. Ohio All-Stars, Louisiana All-Stars, Day 3, Battle of the All-Stars 2019. And we are back. Welcome back here to game number 2, Day 3 here at 2019, Battle of the All-Stars. Ohio All-Stars leading Louisiana All-Stars 103-77. I am P. Armageddon, joined by Kent the Politician.
Right you are. Yeah, so we've had one lead change. It was the 3rd jam of the contest. And so Ohio has led since jam number 3. We were tied at 57-57 at 13:09 remaining. At 4:28 remaining in the first half, 82-76. Timeout, and Ohio finishes on a 21-1 run. Yeah. So even though the margin at this point is what? Math fails me at the moment.
Ooh, I'm not good with numbers.
It's 26 points. That's really on the heels of that final strong last couple of jams by Ohio. So, again, even though it's a 26-point lead, quite frankly, feels closer than that.
Exactly. There's a lot of back and forth play here other than that first half. We talked about these teams coming in being pretty evenly matched on paper, and it kind of matches out so far on the track. We're going to see if that keeps going in the second half.
So it'll be Ruffin. My guess is it'll be Rest in Pieces, but we don't have the visual yet.
Not yet, because
oh, it's Anna.
It is Anna, yeah. You have to look a little bit now. Anna not having the height that Rest in Pieces has.
Yeah, So it's Anna Maniac and Ruffin. Ruffin, by the way, if you're an Ohio skater fan, you might say Ruffin looks a lot like Ballistic. It is Ballistic.
There you go.
So yeah, same skater. Number 25 for Ohio skated as Ballistic in the last year's Battle of the All-Star Ohio team, skating as Ruffin in this Battle of the All-Star team.
Louisiana trying to get some motion going here.
Trying to get some stomping.
Yes. Stomp the sport court.
So yeah, I mean, I know it's a cliche, but still anybody's bout.
It is, and as we go here, jam number 1, we said, Animaniac for Team Louisiana, 3 on the outside, lead jammer.
Ruffin trying to get by Little Miss Maggot, and takes the big hit from former Ohio Battle of the All-Stars captain, Carmina Pirana. So Animaniac quickly 4 points up on the board. Ruffin star in hand, still trying to make the initial pass. So again, the 23-point lead, 26-point lead shrinking due to Animaniac.
I'm sure Carmina and Ruffin will have a discussion about that after we're all hanging out after the game, right?
Yeah, Carmina Pirana, number 0429, skating for Louisiana, was skated the last 2 years for Ohio Battle of the All-Stars team and was the captain in one of those 2 years.
Yes.
And that jam goes 8-0 in favor of Louisiana.
Yes. So
favor of Carmina's current team.
Yes, Team Louisiana. She actually moved down last year and is now skating with Big Easy Roller Girls, which is my home league. She's a former skater with Burning River, which is your home league.
Exactly. As long as she continues to skate for either your league or my league,
we're okay.
She's allowed.
Yes.
None of the other 350 roller derby leagues. So this is Wheezy jamming for Ohio. I think that's Rest in Pieces.
It
is.
And she is on the inside lead jammer, but kind of caught up there on the track tape. Going to quickly get back in line. She is lead, but she does get passed by Wheezy in the turn. Oh, but a track cut going to be called on Wheezy.
Oh.
So a power jam now for Louisiana All-Stars.
That was a late call on the track cut. And again, what we might be running into, and now we're going to have the jammer rotation in the penalty box.
Track cut there on Rest in Pieces. Wheezy gets released. Reston should not be in there that long, though.
Right, yeah. Maybe with the drawback, Rest in Pieces is standing and is now being released.
Pretty much.
So that was a really smart job by Louisiana.
The drawback Wheezy and get time for Reston to sit her about 5 or 10 seconds in the penalty box to come out.
And Wheezy with one to beat, and she does, but Rest in Pieces is ahead of her. Back block, and Foxy Kliashmakya will go back to the box where she began this jam.
So Wheezy threw for her initial pass, now eligible to score. Reston looking to get some more points, adding to her 4 already tallied.
I'm sorry, Reston pushed out by, among others, Tara Holenyou. Wheezy also rotating back.
She was recycled back behind Frida Beast.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Outer Spacey also in the Ohio pack, along with Honey Basher and one other blocker.
And I'm seeing Louisiana's pack being Little Miss Maggot, Frida Beast. They're all kind of another corner here for me. I see Miss Murder out there also as well.
So Wheezy puts points up, and the jam currently going 8-4 in Louisiana's favor. Rest in Pieces on her third scoring pass. Beast Mode, the other Ohio blocker that I had not identified. I think this is an entire Gem City blocking lineup.
Oh, penalty picked up their forearm call on Ms. Murder, team captain for Louisiana, to the penalty box. Remember, Rest in Pieces on the outside getting clogged up in a melange of skaters. Oh, and we have a down skater in turn 1.
And it was Wheezy, who is slow to get up. No, Wheezy
on
a.
There we go. Good to see her back up and rolling, but she's in some pain. You can tell.
Yeah, she says she's okay. The nonverbals say otherwise,
Yes,
but she is getting slowly back to the bench. Luckily, Ohio has the bench near turn 1 where that latest collision occurred, and a official review being requested by Coach Marone.
We're going to hope that Wheezy's okay, and we'll see her back out there as soon as possible.
Louisiana, though, has started the second half very quickly. So they had 8 points on the first one, so they've put 20 points up to Ohio's 8.
So I just had a fast start for the team in blue and gold and white and black. And if you've noticed on the track, if you've seen the Louisiana Jammers, they have a slightly different star on their jammer caps. That is, of course, a fleur-de-lis for those who may know the French. It's a pretty big state symbol for Louisiana. So Team Louisiana decided to throw a little bit of local flavor into their uniforms. Of course, their uniform front showing the pelican, of course, an homage to the state flag of Louisiana. And the colors as well are homage to the state flag. So why not add another little bit of local flair to adding the fleur-de-lis for the Jammer Star? So we saw a couple of questions about that in the chat.
So yeah, on the Ohio roster, 10 of the 20 skaters are from Gem City. And what you saw in that last pack was the Jammer was from Cincinnati, but the entire pack was from Gem City. Gem City, by the way, is from Dayton, Ohio. And Gem City was probably the fastest moving team among the Ohio teams last year in the WFTDA rankings. They just missed out on a Continental Cup invitation when their bout against Toronto was called due to humidity in the venue.
Yes, that's very unfortunate.
The track was unskateable.
Yes, that was very unfortunate.
It was. It was heartbreaking. And I was there. So currently, again, our margin is only 14 points between these two teams. We are stopped at the 26-23 mark. Coming up, you will see Virginia versus Saskatchewan on this very track.
Well, being as it's the only track, every game's on this very track.
It would be it would be terrible if there was a different track that they were skating on.
We'd be somewhere else with no announcing there, apparently.
Heartless Glitch going up against Small Fry.
And Small Fry to the front now. All 4 Ohio blockers keying in on Small Fry, bracing that wall.
Glitch pushed out by Carmina Pirana. And it is a track cut call on Heartless Glitch. I was waiting for the referees to confer, and they did. I think Heartless Glitch thought that Carmina may have gotten a skate out, but she did not. So it is a power jam for Louisiana.
And lead jammer does go to Small Fry. Another penalty assessed here. Not seeing the call. It's on Foxy Kleosmaki. Did not see the hand signal. But regardless, now a blocker apiece in the penalty box. As we skate here into turn number 3, Small Fry edging to the inside, now the outside. One blocker to beat, gets around, picks up the full 4 points.
Heartless Glitch, while she was in the penalty box, the Ohio Jammer, she relaced the skate. So perhaps minor equipment issues, part of the reason for the track cut call.
So now everybody hanging out, pack party in turn 3. Small Fry getting reset all the way back before turn 3.
Heartless Glitch still trying to make the initial pass. Small Fry with 4 points so far.
Penalty picked up by Frida Beast for Team Louisiana.
Again, the style of derby play is really similar. This is a very fun bout to watch because the packs are both fast and agile and small, and they hit. But the teams are not, the athletes out on the skate are not massively tall skaters. Heartless Glitch hands the star to Coco Sparks, who was the first Ohio All-Star captain.
And that jam was called off. 1 more point picked up by Small Fry. Leads a 9-0 jam for Louisiana. Cuts that gap to 5, 111 to 106 to Louisiana. As we said, coming out pretty strong here in the second half, Kent, to close that gap all the way down to 5.
Yeah, jammer penalties obviously not what you want to do when you're trying to hold the lead in a tight bout. Heartless Glitch looks Heartless Glitch looks a little banged up as she went to the Ohio bench. We'll just keep an eye on that. But that is Animaniac, and again, Louisiana with lead jam.
And they're going to block her back now as Frida Beast is released from the penalty box. It's a fast-moving pack now heading into turn 3, but Animaniac keeping pace with it, speeding into that pack, flying out of the pack to get the 4-point pass. And a track cut being assessed to somebody.
Yeah, it's not the jammer because the jammer's still out there, Audrey Autopsy.
So nobody's reporting, so we're kind of see who that track cut. It may have gotten waved off.
Yeah, obviously, if it would have been the jammer, the refs would have been a little more demonstrative in telling that skater who it is. At any rate, so Audrey Autopsy with 1 to beat on her initial pass, and Audrey goes to the box for
out of play block. Sounds like an out of play block call on a jammer. Don't see that very often, but regardless, Animaniac now power jam for Louisiana.
So yeah, the lead may change following this jam. Obviously, lead changes are official at the end of the jam, not in the middle of the jam. But yeah, when you have a power jam and Animaniac skating against you, you're going to be surrendering some points.
That is a truth, Kent. And Animaniac threw for another scoring pass, 4 more. So as we skate, she's skating on a 16-point jam.
Yeah, and she had, like we said, she had 28 yesterday.
She is of the high-scoring jam variety.
Yeah.
This weekend.
Animaniac, very experienced. And the first time I saw her was at the very first brouhaha when she was skating for Omaha.
Yeah, we are definitely lucky to have her on Big Easy Roller Girls this season. So that jam comes to an end. It looks like an additional 3 points for Ohio, 2 more for Louisiana, and if my eyes doeth not deceive me, we have a lead change.
Yes, we do.
Politician, 124 to 114.
And so this is a huge opening for Louisiana. They have put 47 points up in the second half to Ohio's 11. And this is the biggest lead for Louisiana, the current 10-point lead.
Have an official timeout called on the track. When we do that, I'm going to talk about one of our great sponsors here. Let's talk about 888. Derby is not your typical sport, Kent. It's more like a carefully choreographed mosh pit on wheels, and it's very accurate. That's why 888 makes protective gear specially designed for those who lay it all out there on the track. They cover heads, elbows, wrists, knees, hips, and yes, even butts. Because being Derby ready is one thing, Kent, but being Derby dominant is another thing. Check out 888 online at their website, www.8.com, and also find them on Instagram.
So the Ohio bench is close to the announce table.
Yes.
And they're far enough away I can't hear conversations, but I can kind of
read lips.
Well, I can read expressions, and I think Heartless Glitch is a little banged up.
No.
So we will see how this unfolds. So Rest in Pieces, back to actual gameplay. It's Brianna Ruins against Rest in Pieces.
And Rest to the front of the pack. They're getting escorted out by the Ohio defense.
Yeah, and again, the Ohio pack being very quick, and quicker, though, around the outside of turn 1 is Brianna Ruins. So Ohio gets lead jam designation, and the star pass to Little Miss Maggot of Louisiana.
Oh, Brianna Ruins took a spill coming out of the pack, and it calls it off from her back. So, but she does pick up the full 4-point pass before calling it off. I'm sorry, 3 points picked up there by Brianna Ruins.
Yeah, I mean, if you can hold Rest in Pieces scoreless, I'll take that any day.
That is a victory by all measures.
Birch Smack now going to be jamming for Ohio.
That is Small Fry who will counter for Louisiana.
Neither of these jammers huge in stature.
No.
Interestingly enough, though, both heavyweight champions. Little known fact.
Here we go, scrum pack. Now a little bit of separation here coming off the jam line. Birch slap shoved to the inside courtesy of Carmina Pirani and Foxy Clea Smackia. Resetting back behind Brawla Dean. Now Small Fry tied up in the middle of the pack. Ohio quick to form back in front. But Small Fry trying to just edge her way into that wall.
Yeah, great pack play in Ohio. In the Ohio pack, we have Holly Carburetor, Coco Sparks, Hustle, and that is Hot Wheels Houlihan. So we actually have one skater from not every different team, but they're all from different teams.
So Little Miss Maggot trying to wedge her way in there to kind of free Small Fry up, but Ohio keeping that wall intact.
Yeah, so we have a Ohio Roller Derby jammer, and we have blockers from Akron, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Gem City. And
now looking at that back wall, though, nice block out there by Brawla Dean, taking Birch Slap out in the 1-2 apex. But Foxy Clea Smackia, Carmina Pirana trying, contact with Carmina Pirana. And I think Carmina immediately realized she's going to get called for a low block, and she did.
So yeah,
she's in the penalty box.
I'm sorry, we're 75 seconds in, and neither jammers hit the back straightaway yet.
This defensive jam as we go right here, Kent. And now Birchlap trying to find an opening on the inside, and there she goes. Waiting for, there she is. Lead jammer does go to Birchlap.
Yeah, it took her 90 seconds to get there, and Little Miss Maggot on the star pass. Louisiana escapes also. So Birchlap had to work really hard, but gets lead jammer designation. She is now into the pack and calls it off, and that'll be a 1.
And Little Miss Maggot tried to get a little apex jump at the end, but nothing there. The judges declined to score.
Yeah, so Birchlap gets 2, gets credit for Carmina Pirana in the penalty box.
So back to a 5-point differential, 119 for Ohio, 124 for Louisiana.
Under 19 minutes to play here in this matchup. These two teams are playing for seeding on Championship Sunday here at Battle of the All-Stars 2019. Ruffin now jamming for Ohio.
And that is Rocker Pepper jamming. First time in a while to see Rocker Pepper jamming for Louisiana.
Yeah, first time since, I want to say, jam number 4, unless I missed one.
Nah, I think I didn't see her much in the first half after that first jam, so Rocker Pepper kind of on fresh legs a little bit here as a jammer.
Yeah, very much so. Ruffin is through, so Ohio gets lead jam, and Rocker Pepper is going to the penalty box.
On a position penalty, not sure of the call, but Miss Murder joins her in the penalty box.
Yeah, so it's 4-on-3 pack advantage for Ohio. Louisiana has lost both the star and the stripe as Pivot and Jammer are in the penalty box. Ruffin rotates through the pack.
And Ohio trying to goat free the beast in the back of the pack as the jam is called off.
Okay, so they're going to take advantage of the power jam start. See who they put out. They put out Audrey Autopsy.
So strategy there by Team Ohio to try to keep Rocker Pepper locked in Derby jail.
I'm sorry, yeah, and we're 1 point away. So it's 123 for Ohio, 124 for Louisiana. I wondered if that was going to be our third lead change, but Ohio chose to call off the jam.
And now Audrey Autopsy to the inside. Now to the outside, finds a gap, gets out front. Lead jammer goes to Ohio.
Both Pivot and Jammer standing in the penalty box for Louisiana. Audrey Autopsy comes around turn 3 and 4 and finds a lead change pass in the front straightaway on the outside.
Rocker Pepper now back into play, as is Miss Murder.
So this will be, this will be the initial pass for Rocker Pepper. And that, again, Audrey Autopsy found daylight through the outside of the front straightaway.
It's like Ohio is catching Louisiana's blockers a little bit napping. They're now trying to reform. I see Desi, Doler, and Little Miss Maggot trying to block now on Audrey Autopsy, who calls the jam off. Picks up another 2 points before calling it. So there we go, Kent, a lead change, 10-0 jam for Ohio, gives them 133, Louisiana 124, almost to the halfway point of the second half.
Yeah, again, Ohio had a 26-point lead at halftime and watched Louisiana come screaming back, but this is our third lead change of the contest. We have 16 minutes and 13 seconds remaining in the bout. Is that Anna?
That is Anna Maniac, yes.
It's Wheezy for Ohio.
That is Anna Maniac for Louisiana.
Okay.
Scrum pack now crossing the pivot line. Anna finds an outside gap, takes advantage all the way around, and is your lead jammer.
Yeah.
And Anna once again looks for now an inside shift, but rams up to the braced wall for Ohio. Meanwhile, Wheezy spins through for her initial pass.
Yeah, good rotation. And Anna makes the call off. Good rotation through the pack by Wheezy.
Quick 4-0 jam for Louisiana. Brings that gap now to 4, 133 to 128. Or 5, I'm sorry. I can't count.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. Announcer math, you know how it goes.
128, 133. And that's Rest in Pieces up against Ruffin. Nobody in the penalty box, so it's an all skate here at the inline 309. Both teams at full strength.
This should be a great jammer matchup here. Two of the very toughest jammers for these teams. Duking it out. Oh, Ruffin to the inside, stays on the toe stops, picks up lead jammer. Nice balance by Ruffin.
Yeah, again, finding the smallest of places. The star has been passed to
Foxy Cleosmakia for Team Louisiana. Of course, representing Acadiana Roller Derby in Lafayette, Louisiana.
And Foxy
Looks like
gives the star back to Rest in Pieces.
Foxy decided, I don't want to be jammer apparently, so I gave it back to Reston. She never did put a jammer cap on. So
I am curious about that. I know what I saw.
yeah.
I
It happened right in front of us here.
I didn't see enough of it. I didn't see the initial pass of Rest in Pieces to Foxy, but I saw the second pass from Foxy to Rest.
A team timeout going to be called by Louisiana. I'm not seeing anybody from Ohio questioning it. I mean, Coach Marone is now in center track talking to a referee, but not sure about why. But regardless, Louisiana calling a team timeout. That will allow me to thank a lot of our great head officials here this weekend at Battle of the All-Stars. Of course, our tournament organizer and founder, Vanessa V. Diva Sites. GTO is Rhea Culpa. Tournament head referee is Axis of Stevel. Head NSO is Coconut Chanel. Photography led by Andrew Keys. Our tournament head announcer, some guy named Kent the Politician. I don't know who he is.
I love that guy.
Tournament bracket organizer, Caitlin Estes, a.k.a. Carmina Parana, who's on track right now. Our social media and broadcast stream brought to you by Chad and Beth Newt with Nerd Derby. Our head registration and team wrangler, Samantha Flowers. Thank you all very much for your hard work helping to organize this year's Battle of the All-Stars.
11 points separate these two teams. Heartless Glitch has not been out on the track for a while.
So I'm thinking your observation earlier is holding true.
Yeah. So we'll continue to see, again, just reading kind of the faces over on the Ohio bench. And now we have music in the venue.
This jam brought to you by Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses.
It's really loud.
There we go.
And now it's gone. So, yeah, it is who's jamming? Little Miss Maggot and Brianna Ruins.
And Maggot is out to lead jammer for Louisiana, and Brianna Ruins knocked to the outside, recycling back behind Miss Murder. And Maggot now on a scoring pass. Oh, slams right into Beast, number 666 for Ohio.
Yeah, Beast mode of Gem City.
Yeah. But now braced wall setting up in the front by Ohio. Maggot just leaning in, though, trying to find her way through.
Yeah, so that's Tara Holinew and Wheezy, and bridging is outer spacey for Ohio. Carmina Parana now coming up to try to provide some offensive support, but it doesn't work. And the star pass to Spacey. So Brianna Ruins hands off the star, and is there a penalty? No, there's not a penalty. It's just she's not lead.
And so now we will have a lead jammer in Little Miss Maggot, who decides to call off the jam immediately.
So 4 points for Louisiana there.
So that will bring us back to a 7-point spread, 139 to 132.
Yeah, good star pass there by Ohio. We haven't seen Ohio do that a lot, but that was a very good bit of strategy as Brianna was just hung up, and Little Miss Maggot was going to make some points. So.
All right, so we're lining up here for jam number 12 here in our second period.
I think that's Small Fry.
I believe
and
you are
Birch
correct.
Smack.
And yes.
So again, yeah, those both diminutive jammers. And the pack has swallowed both of them whole.
Both walls just locking in place. Birch Slap leaning on the Louisiana wall in the front. Small Fry trying to edge through now on the outside. Gets low, but right back up there to meet her, the Ohio defense. Small Fry going to try to stretch him out to get past that engagement, but nice bridging by Ohio, keeping that pack together.
Lead jammer has been given to Small Fry. Both teams lose a blocker. Birch Smack back by the pivot line. Small Fry at the apex of turn one, turn two.
Nice job of Miss Maggot to bust the wall up for Ohio.
Oh, big hit by Carmina Parana, but two blockers in the box for Louisiana.
Credit Ohio here. That defensive wall has been very, very tight, reforming very quickly. But now Birch Slap through the pack. Lead jammer will be given to Birch Slap.
I thought Small Fry had it.
No, I don't believe so.
But now she's not. Okay, so that was what I saw. The gesture that I thought was.
So Birch Slap's going to call off that jam.
And so that's no points scored.
No.
Even though Birch Slap had lead jam designation. So yeah, the gesture I saw that I thought was lead jam designation was a penalty.
Yeah, so I'm guessing Small Fry must have got around, maybe give it a no pass, because she did get through first technically, and then Birch Slap came around and called it off after being given lead destination. Regardless, the jam's over. Let's go ahead and do another one.
Right, different still. 7 points as nobody scored. And at 11 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the game.
Yes, we have Animaniac jamming for Team Louisiana, and that is Audrey Autopsy for Ohio.
Audrey has found success on the outside line. And she does it again there. Audrey Autopsy coming around looking to add to the 7-point Ohio lead as we cross the 11-minute mark. And Audrey again takes an outside line and puts points up on the board. Anna Maniac, who's had a very strong bout, star in hand for Louisiana.
But Ohio's really starting to get these walls together a lot tighter than they had been earlier. Anna Maniac getting a little frustrated now, recycling all the way back behind the pivot line.
Maloik, Sutter, Doty Dye out there with Lexi Dexy. Star on the ground, now handed to Little Miss Maggot.
Meanwhile, Little Miss Maggot joined Louisiana with Frida Beast, Rest in Pieces, and Foxy Killa Smack Ya as the blockers. Penalty picked up by Rest in Pieces.
So Audrey Autopsy she's somehow got 5 points. So we'll see how many go up. So 4 go up there. So I don't know if that is a tabulation error. Yeah, it might be that she's at 8.
Because remember, no more thumbs from our jam referees.
Exactly. So we'll double check that. Scoreboard says 9 for Audrey Autopsies.
Maggot is sledding on that Ohio wall. Now finds an inside lane to get through for her initial pass. And the jam is called off. Kid, sorry.
Yeah, no. So Audrey calls it off. And again, points continue. Additional points go up for Audrey.
It's like a 13-point jam on the scoreboard for Ohio. Official timeout being called. This might be what we're talking about. They might try to adjust some scoring.
Exactly.
Here.
So we'll just see. Yeah. So we've got So yeah, we've got NSOs running back and forth from both the penalty area and the score table.
I want to remind everybody if you're going to be, and we know you're going to be, if you're going to be posting on your social media accounts about what's going on here at Battle of the All-Stars, remember to use the hashtag BOTAS2019. We want to see all the great social media posts. And remember, you can also join the chat room here on our Twitch live feed brought to you by Nerd Derby.
So we're underway. Louisiana enjoying a 4-3 pack advantage, but they cannot hold back Wheezy. The Cincinnati Roller Girl, former MVP, is out in front and is lead jammer for Ohio.
Cinnamon Rolls is lead jammer for Louisiana.
But I think did Wheezy, maybe Wheezy wasn't given lead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Cinnamon Rolls got lead jammer.
Somehow Wheezy got a point.
Yeah, and Cinnamon Rolls did not because she called it off immediately after getting lead jammer.
Okay, but she gets a point.
Wheezy got a point on that one. She must have got through on a no pass, no penalty. Maybe?
Yeah, but she's awarded a point. The scoreboard's at 152, which might answer that a point came off.
There we go.
In the last one. So the one mystery point that went up looks like it was corrected.
So now we're back to a 20-point differential. Small Fry up against Ruffin here on jam number 15. Ruffin trying to fight through that Louisiana defense. Huckleberry Gin, Carmina Piranha, Blazing Bayou. Now resetting back behind Ms. Murder.
Yeah, the Ohio Pack, Coco Sparks, Holly Carburetor, 89 is Hustle, and Sutter.
Both of these jammers having a tough time. Nobody passed really the pivot line in turn 1 yet.
Yep. Yeah, we're in turn 1. We'll tell you when they get to turn 1.
So there you go, Ruffin on the edge of the track in turn 1, but Louisiana slightly edging out. Carmina Piranha trying to keep her back. Very, very stout defense here by both teams early on here in this jam.
Sutter goes to the box, a back block call, I believe. But it's a 4-3 pack advantage, but still Ruffin finds daylight and is through for Ohio. 7.5 minutes left to play. Ohio with a 20-point lead. Again, you're watching Ohio in white, Louisiana in blue. Battle of the All-Stars 2019, day 3.
Had a star pass by Louisiana to Ms. Murder, who is now the jammer for the team in blue and yellow and white and black.
So Ruffin will call it, waiting for the coach.
There you go.
Maroon's
direction.
Yep,
right there.
and time comes off, but points go up for Ohio. The difference now 24 as we approach the 7-minute mark. So Louisiana has both their official review and a timeout left. Ohio has all 3 of their timeouts
but no review
available to them. This will be Brianna Ruins, and
looking for the Louisiana jammer from our vantage.
It's nobody.
It's Rest in Pieces.
There you go.
And Reston to the front of the pack, getting escorted to the inside Quickly going to reset now. Brianna Ruins fighting the Louisiana wall in the middle right there before the pivot line.
So since the 11-11 mark, Louisiana's gone scoreless. Ohio has put up 17 points, and Brianna Ruins looking to add to that. She is not lead jammer, but she is through the pack. We'll see if Rest in Pieces can get lead designation.
Brianna takes a spill over one of her teammates who was down on the track.
That's the captain, Lexi Dexy.
Meanwhile,
That's a way to get benched.
That is. Through the pack. Now Rest in Pieces at the front of the pack, still fighting to make that initial. She can still earn lead if she gets through the pack here.
Right you are, PR. Brianna Ruins, however, makes it through the pack.
She's scoring for 4 points.
Yeah, and is awarded with points on the scoreboard.
Reston still trying to fight there. Takes the jammer cap off. One blocker
so
to
yeah,
beat.
she won't be lead then.
No, so we're going to go the full 2-minute period here.
And considering time is of the essence, this going the full 2, as long as Brianna Ruins can stay out of the penalty box, this works for Ohio, even if it's point for point.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, Louisiana can stop the clock, but they can't stop it in the middle of a 2-minute jam.
Louisiana tries to block Brianna Ruins there, but he goes to the outside, recycling all the way back in turn number 1. Meanwhile, Rest in Pieces scoring 4 points on the pass. Brianna now to the inside, gets around the block of Frida Beast. But gonna reset anyway because she might have drugged that back foot there on the jump.
Yep, and again, you want to play it smart right now. The only way this blows up in Ohio is, is a power jam.
Yes.
So Brianna Ruins, again, started her roller derby career in Sandusky, now skating with Burning River in Cleveland. Very fast jammer. And somehow got a jammer penalty. I'm looking at the ref for a signal. Don't see it.
You shouldn't have said anything, so there you go. What Louisiana wants now is a power jam, and they have it. Rest in Pieces recycling through the infield, and the jam comes out to its natural conclusion. And now we'll have a power start for Louisiana.
So Ohio nets points. They get 4 points. The lead now 28, 4.5 minutes left to play. But a power jam start, and they send out Animaniac.
Whoa.
And what did she do yesterday? She had a 28-0
exactly.
jam.
If you need a high-scoring, double-digit jam, Animaniac seems to be the one to deliver for Louisiana. So we'll see. But now a timeout going to be called by Ohio.
Yeah, and that's probably a smart move because, again, you've got 4 minutes, 16 seconds left. You've got the timeout, and you really want to set your defense and strategy right now if you're Ohio.
Yes. So
well,
looking at that score, I mean, it's not insurmountable at all with 4:16 left. That is Ohio's first team timeout. They have 2 left. Louisiana has 1 team timeout and their review if they need it.
So in the penalty box, Lexi Dexy of Gem City, the captain, one of the captains, out on the track for Ohio, Tara Holinu, Gem City, Outer Spacey, Gem City, and Wheezy, Cincinnati. Jammer in the penalty box is Brianna Ruins. Coach Marone going over to talk to his skaters in the penalty box.
Checking out our Twitch feed here, I see my friend Slander Panic, a.k.a. Hazenberg, back in Red Stick, talking about the lead, not insurmountable at all. Yeah, but it'd take a miracle. Not sure about that, Hayes. Just keep your eye out. I mean, still a lot of time left. Louisiana is a tough team.
One other thing that we need to share is it's both the pivot and the jammer in the penalty box for Ohio.
That's true. So no scoring possibility at all.
If Brianna's going to hand the star off, she's going to hand it to the person sitting next to her in the penalty box.
Exactly. So here we go. Animaniac off and rolling. Outside line. Lead jammer early picked up there by Louisiana.
Yeah, it took her all of 6 seconds to get lead jam designation. Again, the lead not safe when Animaniac has a power jam.
Oh, through the inside, got low there, skated through. Scoring has begun for Louisiana. 4 for Animaniac.
11.5 million Ohioans are very nervous right now.
Louisiana got a little bit of confidence here as Animaniac one more time through the pack, skates through, gets another full 4.
Brianna is out of the penalty box and quickly makes the pass. So both jammers will now be on scoring passes, but we've spotted Animaniac in Louisiana 8.
Oh.
And there goes 12.
Yes, 12-point jam for Louisiana. Brings the score now to 168-151. 3.5 minutes on the game clock, Kent. This is going to be a barn burner.
That was exactly what Louisiana needed. Birch Slap now out there against, who is that, PR?
That is Ms. Murder, I believe, jamming for Louisiana. Yes, it is. The team captain.
Is that That's unusual. Is this the first time she's jammed?
Possibly in this game, yes. She's pivoted a lot. Maybe she's not taking the star to begin the jam.
Okay.
So,
well, you would know. That's
yes,
why we've got you here.
That is exactly why I'm here, yes. And the jam begins. Miss Murder shuffling around to the outside, dancing on her toe, stops, gets through first. Lead jammer goes to Miss Murder.
Coco Sparks is the pivot. Birch slap, star in hand, and Coco Sparks, who has skated for more than a decade and was the first Ohio All-Star captain, now has the star. So a good job by Ohio to minimize the damage.
1 point picked up there by Miss Murder.
Right, and you'll take that if you're Ohio, because again, time comes off the scoreboard.
Exactly, and Louisiana only has 2 stoppages left, and 1 is a review. So, which could be used as a timeout if they feel the need.
So as we approach the 2-minute mark, we've got Ruffin jamming for Ohio.
And that is Little Miss Maggot with the star for Louisiana. Here we go, blocker advantage for Ohio as we start as Bree Hicks now returns to the track for Louisiana.
Yeah, so it's an all skate, both teams at full strength.
And up front, Louisiana's wall working on Ruffin. Oh, a penalty assessed to Little Miss Maggot. Track cut is the call.
Yep, it is a track cut. So Ruffin, who was the MVP for Ohio on Friday, has a power jam opportunity, has a 16-point lead, and there is barely more period time left, game time left, than jam time. So she could run this thing the whole way.
And she could now in the back of the field. They're about to run up on Foxy Clea Smakia.
Again,
Brawla Dean and Bree Hicks and Carmina Pirana out there for the Louisiana Pack.
And Ruffin completes the first point-scoring pass. The power jam now over Little Miss Maggot out of the box, star in hand, and very quickly gets to the front of the pack. That is her initial pass. 1 minute left in jam time. Ruffin now going in for second scoring pass and makes the call off. So she's going to get approximately 3, I think, additional fingers go up. So that'll be 7.
7-point jam for Ruffin. 175, 152, under a minute on the game clock. So Louisiana running low on time here. Going to get a big jam here. And who did they send out there? Animaniac.
Yeah, so 22-point difference as 1 point is awarded to Little Miss Maggot there at the end. So it is 175, 153. This is clearly final jam because you only have 27, 26, 25 seconds on the game clock.
That is Wheezy for Ohio
and that
with
is
the star.
A good move if you're Ohio.
Animaniac, though, on the outside picks up lead.
Yeah, it's going to take a miracle.
Yes.
But Wheezy is such a veteran skater that the only way Ohio loses is it completely falls off.
But needing a miracle, though, Animaniac can be a miracle worker the way she's jammed this weekend so far. But now to the inside, wow, nice work by Wheezy.
Yeah, she came very close to going out of bounds on the inside of turn 2, but she didn't. She is the Cincinnati Roller Girl MVP, and that may have just secured the victory as the game clock is expired.
We are on jam time.
Yep, this is the final jam, and Wheezy now with points on the board. The Ohio Pack of Beast Mode, Outer Spacey, Honey Badger, and Tara Holinew have locked down Animaniac when they had to.
Wheezy blowing by the block there. I shove Lucy and Miss Murder. So now Animaniac has passed the star, I believe. Or, yes, to Rest in Pieces, who is the jammer now, stuck in the back behind the Ohio wall. Meanwhile, Wheezy, one more time through the pack, one blocker to beat. Butts up against I shove Lucy. She has to let her go. Points more on the board now for Ohio.
Yeah, so Rest in Pieces now with the star for Louisiana. Only 30 seconds left of jam time. Wheezy this is her 4th scoring pass. She makes it. Will she call it? She didn't even look at Coach Marone.
No, Coach Marone not even giving her a signal to call it off yet.
Yeah, Coach Marone is loud enough that he can be heard even if you're not looking at him.
He's also an announcer, so we know this for a fact.
Yeah, but he is, but again, Wheezy, in terms of the potential jammers to put out there, she's got more experience wearing the star than anybody on the roster.
Yes, definitely a wise choice by Ohio. There's the end of your jam. One more point apiece on the pass. And Kent, we have an unofficial final score. Ohio 193, Louisiana 158.
So yeah, it got very tight there in the
Yes.
final
Yes, it did.
in the final 4 minutes because Ohio actually went scoreless 2 jams in a row
Yeah.
when Louisiana was making their comeback. But yeah, a good win for Ohio. Strong performance this year by Louisiana.
Yes, indeed.
Frankly, it looked like they had practiced a bunch.
Oh, they did. Yes, they have. They came in strong with a strong mentality here. It definitely showed, and we are now officially final. Ohio with the win, 193 to 158.
All right, so we're going to take the audio down and have a conversation as you watch the Ohio Roller Derby All-Stars take their victory lap. We're going to take the audio down, have an MVP conversation, and then we will come back with MVP interviews. You have been watching Ohio versus Louisiana, second bout of Battle of the All-Stars 2019, Day 3. How often, Cincinnati couldn't make it last year, but how many tournaments is this here for you?
This is my second one. I played in 2016 and then now 2019. So
Okay.
Number 2.
Nice. But you're and we said this on the broadcast, you're a very veteran skater.
Yep.
How many years is this for you in roller derby?
This is my 10th year.
Yep.
Decade of derby.
Nice.
Still going strong.
Nice. And you were kind of exclusively a Cincinnati jammer, but now you're doing a little bit of shared duty, right?
Yep, definitely.
Same thing as being in with the Ohio All-Stars, doing both jamming and pack play. But so what was it like? Your team's in the lead. It's not a safe lead, and they send you out there to go up against Animaniac with the game on the line.
Absolutely terrifying. I can't even pretend it wasn't.
Yeah.
Animaniac's footwork is absolutely stunning, like to die for.
Yeah.
She is a very, very intimidating opponent for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, I trusted my pack.
Yeah.
Had some great pack work going on out there, and they held it and just kind of let me do my thing. So huge credit to all of the amazing pack work that they made that happen.
Well, and you also were able to get by kind of the smallest of spaces. Your initial pass, we had a good view of it from the table, was a very thin line between jammer penalty and jammer success. But you pulled it off, and 10 years of roller derby will do that.
Yeah, I do. Experience helps. It does help.
All right, so congratulations very much.
Thank
You've been a great roller derby ambassador for the state of Ohio for a decade. It's great that you're a part of Battle of the All-Stars on the Ohio team. So we're going to send it over to PR Mageddon, who's going to interview the former Ohio All-Star roller derby captain and Louisiana MVP, Carmina Pirana.
All right, PR Mageddon here with Team Louisiana MVP for the last game, Carmina Pirana. And of course, we mentioned earlier, Carmina, former Burning River skater, former Team Ohio skater. Talk to me about the experience skating against all these skaters you know from Team Ohio.
Oh my God, they're crushing it out there. I was so impressed by how closely matched the game felt the whole time. They were giving us so much to work with. We had to adapt our game. I think that we had to make them adapt their game. I had no idea coming into this how it was going to shake out, and I think the score throughout the way kind of showed that. These are very evenly matched teams. It's really exciting to see how that regional roller derby can translate. You got look at Montana as well. You got great derby all across the country. That's why this event is so important and so valuable for skaters.
Talk about the experience, of course, coming here with Ohio, being a team captain for Ohio, and then coming in with Louisiana with a new dynamic, a new group of girls you're skating with. Talk about that dynamic and then coming in facing a team you know so well in Ohio.
Oh, you can ask anyone on the team. I was a little bit of a hot mess of emotions last night. So coming down to Louisiana, they were here last year. At that time, I thought I might be coming down to Louisiana, which was kind of exciting, kind of like future state. And Louisiana had our tryouts back in August. So we've had 6 months of working together, meshing, figuring out. We have really intense practices pretty regularly. And just the way that we're able to rely on each other and trust each other, what we've built up in that time frame has been so powerful. So, coming down from Ohio, I knew that there was a possibility that we might play them. I didn't think it was going to shake out like this. But, I mean, it's certainly, it's a lot because Derby is such a community. It's such a family. And, every person on this track, I don't know everyone from Ohio, but I know a decent chunk of them and skated with several of them for, 4 or 5 years. So, it was fun. It was a lot of fun at the end of the day. I thought it might be a little bit ooh, but ultimately it was just a lot of fun. It was a good time. Lots of smiles, lots of hugs. Maybe some tears. Maybe.
It was a great showing. Congratulations to you in Louisiana. One more game left on the weekend. We're glad to have everybody here. Of course, I'm with Louisiana, so we're glad to have you on the team. So thank you very much, Carmina Pirana, MVP for the last game. We'll be right back with our next game here, 2019 Battle of the All-Stars.
All right, everybody, I'm going to put a break in the show here so that we can have clips. Clips, going to chop it up, chop in the show, chop it. We're going to be back with Virginia versus Saskatchewan. Give it just a minute.